Welcome back to Blunt Discussion. You know what I'm saying? It's your boy Rick, man. I got my peoples in the building with me today, man. BiggVon, motherfucking legend, Detroit legend, Atlanta legend, name known everywhere, from California to New York, overseas, probably. He one of them kind of niggas. You feel me? I'm just gonna drop that on the table. Like I was saying, man, what came first with everything? Was it the producing, the writing, the rapping? What came first with you?
I started when I was in high school. I started rapping. You know, I started a group with two of my homeboys I went to high school with, Darius and Ricky. And
what was the name of the group, man?
Back then, I think we was the 313 Boys.
Ooh, okay. I fuck with it.
Something I just came up with, and I was the biggest dude out the group. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, damn, am I too tall to rap? So
what part of town, man? Put on.
I was in the Downriver area. I'm originally from Detroit, but like I went to school out in Downriver, like I would say Wayne, Kennedy, Milan. I graduated from Belleville High School though. You know, I played at Belleville varsity, then I went to Eastern and played varsity there. So I started rapping when I was in high school, and I figured out, like, you know what, I want to learn more about the music. So it intrigued me to learn a little bit more by trying to study business management. So I took that up, you know what I'm saying, when I got in college, and I took up psychology. But the group didn't really work out.
What made you take up psychology as well?
Study of the mind. I wanted to study people. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to know more about what a person's thinking, you know, the thought process and, you know, how they create things, you know. So I wanted to put that in my creation on learning how to produce, learning how to manage, you know, learning how to songwrite.
How much of that plays a part in everything that you do?
Everything.
Psychology, you know?
Because I believe in energy, you know what I'm saying? So psychology, when you're studying things, you want to make sure, you know, I know it from top to bottom.
Right.
And I'm an energy person, so if a person got good energy, I'm rocking with it. If the energy off, you know, I'm stepping back.
Real deal, as you should though. It'd be crazy shit going on. You can't be fucking with everything.
It's a lot going on today, man. It's a different from, you know, from back in the day when I first started. I started in 90, probably 97, 98. My daughter was born in 99.
Is this on rapping?
Yeah, this is when I first started rapping. You know, learn how to put words together. Yeah. Started in 99, did it in high school, you know what I'm saying, and after I figured out I didn't really want to pursue the group, you know what I'm saying, I got into business management, you know, and then I got into producing, you know what I'm saying. I started managing a few people around Detroit. My first artist was Fool, a rapper from Southwest. Super dope guy, man. Was running rap battles all over the place. You know what I'm saying?
That's where I heard it from. Yeah. I'm heavy on the rap battles.
Yeah, so Fool was winning rap battles, and then I went from Fool, rock with Fool for a minute, got him a little buzz, and I ended up meeting Tone Tone. You know, I met Tone Tone when he was 14. I started managing Tone Tone. I met Tone Tone at Coco's House of Comedy downtown.
Ooh.
And it was like a talent show, and it was like 25 people in a talent show. And out of that talent show with, you know, all the contestants, Tone Tone stood out to me. And I'm like, yo, this little kid got it. But he's 14 though. And I'm like,
nah. Was Tone Tone the first person you managed?
At that time, no. Well, Fool was. You know, Fool was
on the straight up rapper.
Oh, straight up rapper, yeah. Fool was a battle rapper, but you know, you can still put rhymes together. But as far as artist wise, yeah, Tone Tone was the first one. You know, I rocked with Tone Tone for pretty much the beginning of his career. That's something that we definitely. Oh, yes, sir.
You put that motherfucker in the roller. I didn't put that motherfucker in the roller.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. Yes, sir. Appreciate that, brother.
At the same time, man, I want you to drop some of your accolades. You feel me? Because I know it's people who know. You feel me? But for the people who don't, like let these motherfuckers know what you did out this motherfucker. The shit that you done produced, nigga. The tracks that you personally is responsible for out this motherfucker. I know it's one of the Jeezy joints, if I ain't mistaken. You know what I'm saying? Like it's some heavy shit my boy done did out this motherfucker.
But for one, I don't take all the credit because I was managing producers too. So I watched my producers, and that's how I learned how to produce myself. A lot of the time, you know, in learning how to produce, you got to be around solid people. You know what I'm saying? And the producers I was managing was solid. You know, they was home.
Who were the first producers you was around?
First producer from Detroit was Symphony, and I ended up getting Symphony on Ice Cube album. Yeah, Symphony, he's known in Detroit. You know, we did so much work, man. HBO. We got music on Entourage. Remember the show Entourage?
Yeah.
Symphony and them getting stuff on Jeezy.
That's that Entourage one.
Oh yeah, that was a nice check too. Shout out to HBO, thank you for that check. You know,
shout
out to Symphony though. Symphony was the first producer I managed, and I got Symphony a bunch of placements, and we ended up getting on Ice Cube album in 2006. You know what I'm saying? I was at the radio station when Spud and Smiley was on the air.
Ooh, yeah.
That was back in the Gap. Cube was doing he was on tour.
Was this the first time you linked up with Cube?
Yeah.
First time that whole kicked up, because I know y'all did some heavy shit too. You feel?
Oh yeah. We're gonna get into that one.
Yeah,
first time I linked with Cube was down at jail. No, not jail, but 105.
Okay.
Back then I think it was 105 because it's 102 now.
Mm-hmm.
He was on tour, West Side Connection, Dub C and Mac 10 and DJ Crazy Tones.
So them was selling out arenas.
Yeah, I knew he was coming to the D, so I said, you know what? As I was getting older, you know, in my younger days, I used to say I wanted to work with Ice Cube, and I spoke it into existence so much that I'm like, I'm gonna go on down to the radio station and try this. You know what I'm saying? My mom used to tell me, why are you always talking about Ice Cube? I'm like, because I see myself working with this man in the next 5 or 10 years. You know what I'm saying? I kept saying it to my mom, so my mom, she already liked Cube. She was a Cube fan. She wanted to marry Cube. I'm like, so the more and more I've spoken into existence. I went on down there. I said, I'm gonna go on down there. I had a beat CD on me with like 40 beats on it. I parked my car. I had a DTS on 24s with the doors up. Back then it was a black window.
So you walked in like you was supposed to be.
So I pulled the caddy in front of the radio station door, just right smack dab in front of the tour buses right there with Cube and all of them. They got out, and I was banging my music. I said, I'm gonna get the niggas' attention, somebody's attention, and his DJ came out, DJ Crazy Tunes, rest in peace. That was the homie. He was the first guy that I was plugged with out of Cube's camps because I didn't meet Cube directly.
Right.
You know, so when he came out, he was like, man, them beats hard, bro. He said, them yours. I'm like, yeah, this is me and my producer, Symphonies. So he walked over, was like, man, he was like, hey, I'm gonna holler at Cube for you, bro. And I'm like, damn. So I'm sitting there like, shit, I spoke this into existence. This is my time right here. So I want to put everybody that I manage into position with this play. So Mac 10 came out. He was over there vibing and shit, you know what I'm saying? And then Dub C came out, Cube the last one to walk out with his security. So Tunes called Cube over.
Right.
He was like, yo, my man got some heat. And I was like, hey man, shook his hand, dapped him up. I ended up giving him the beat CD. You know, I said, go on and keep the CD. I was that geek because I normally don't give out beat CDs. I play them cheap. Yeah. So I gave him the CD. You know, we ended up taking a picture, and he was like, yeah, man, I'm gonna rock with you. I'm gonna check your shit out. They got on the bus. About 3 weeks later, his DJ called me like, hey, BiggVon, Q fucking with one of them beats. I'm like, damn, for real? And I'm like, okay, cool. Let's put it in motion. I ain't really believe it.
How did that make you feel like that a motherfucker that you really wanted to work and vibe with was?
At then, I didn't know my discernment was strong, you know, when I was younger, because I was still finding myself as a man.
Say that again.
You know what I'm saying? Back then, I didn't know my discernment was strong, and God didn't give me that vision like I have now, because it was just,
y'all needed to hear that one.
Yeah, that's a jewel right there. Like when you become a man, you know, things change. Your vision, your discernment become better, especially when you got God head over your decisions. So I was still finding myself. I didn't think it was real. So I'm telling myself, I called Cynthia, I'm like, Cynthia, I just gave a beat CD to Ice Cube. You know what I'm saying? Hey, we gonna see what it is. I prayed on it. Me and him prayed over the phone. He was like, if it worked, it worked. That's one thing about Symphony, man. He was a very spiritual guy. You know what I'm saying? And with him, you know, we said a prayer.
You gotta be heavy into it. You gotta know yourself.
Yeah.
You gotta know your purpose and what it is you trying to do.
Yeah.
Especially in this business, man.
And that's the thing, like, you know, a lot of people they don't speak things into existence. They just say if it happened, it happened. But like, you want to put everything out there that you want in life. You know what I'm saying? And write it down. Write it down and speak it into existence. But, you know, fast forward, you know, when I'm talking to him, he was like, you fucking one of the records. You want to put it on the album. And I said, we be in Detroit in 2 months for, you know, another, for the album release. I'm like, damn. So he was like, the attorney was going to be contacting me. So his attorney reached out to me and we ended up getting the placement. That was the first placement on Cube. That was on raw footage that came out in 06, 07.
That was the track, the raw footage?
The album was called Raw Footage. The track was called Here He Comes. You know, and it's crazy because he had his son on there. It was Cube and his son rapping on the record.
The one who did the movie?
Yeah, double
Definitely
A.
gotta go check.
Double A.
Definitely gotta go check that.
So, my bad. Yeah, my bad. After that happened, Cube came to Detroit. I still didn't get his number. I'm just, at that time, I'm like, you know what? I've spoken into existence so much. I made the connection. I want to see how this works because I'm not really a groupie dude. But a lot of these artists and rappers be running up on people, you know what I'm saying, asking them. I ain't with all that. I'm already a big dude, so people was intimidated by me. You know what I'm saying? So they was calling me Suge Knight back then.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying? So
Detroit Suge on the nigga?
Yeah, so I'm like, they was like, yo, Von, like, so his security always used to run up every time I met up with him. And Q be like, nah, he cool. So, and that's what all the artists, like, I get met by the security first because they think I'm a bodyguard or somebody running up on them. But at that time, walked up to Cube at the event, shook his hand, he was like, you got some more beats for me? That's what he said. I'm like, damn, yeah, I got some more, I'm gonna be seen again. Gave him another one. Then I met his manager, BR, his name is Brother Ron.
Yeah.
Here's a funny story. Now, if y'all watch Friday, where Stanley said, please get off my line. Yeah. The guy who plays Stanley, that's Q's real manager in real life.
Cut it out.
You know what I'm saying? So when Debo and Chris Tucker was on there and he came out and said, can you please get off my line? That's BR. So shout out to BR.
That's when your people are on too.
Yeah, so BR, I got BR's number. I was talking to BR for probably a year and a half. And after that, we just built.
Was this one of those like you was trying to let your work speak for itself?
Yeah, and of course you got to go through people before you meet the main person anyway. So it's from the DJ. Rest in peace, Crazy Zeus, because he passed. Later on down the line. And I was talking to BR for about a year and a half, and BR would let me know about what Cube had going on. He was like, hey man, he appreciate the music and keep rocking with it. So on the set, he had called me when they started filming Ride Along. Of course, I moved to Atlanta in 2010, so they started filming Ride Along down in Atlanta at Stone Gym Studios. He hit me up like, yo, why don't you come on set? Von Q want to meet you. So I'm like, damn.
This the first actual.
Well, this with Q, this is the fourth or fifth time before I actually exchanged numbers with him.
Okay.
So I went on the set of Ride Along, and I'm like, yo, I took my other producer Magneto on there and a few other people. Now we went to meet Q.
This was managing? Or
yeah, another producer from Atlanta. He's originally from North Carolina that I managed. And with him,
we're gonna get into that.
With him, from that whole situation, I ended up getting him on the album. He got 4 records on Cube album. You know what I'm saying? So Q, when we finally rocked this time, the energy was different on this part because now we got 4 more records with Cube. You know what I'm saying? So we went on set, met him. I watched him how they put Ride Along together. You know what I'm saying? Kevin Hart, when he was doing the scene where he shot the shotgun and flew back to the wall. I watched all of that being made.
And what was that like sitting on the ground floor?
It was because I never seen a movie get made, so it's kind of weird. So it was in a room like this.
That's what I said. This when you got your first movie bud, like.
Yeah. I was like, damn, this shit. You know what I'm saying? This is something right here because I would think when you on set that you would be at some big ass facility. This was inside a studio, but they had everything sectioned out in rooms. You know what I'm saying? So it was a room about 2 times this size, and that's how they shot that scene. I'm like, damn, that's amazing that they shot it in such a small area. Yeah. So when Kevin Hart came out, Cube, man, it was rapping. He was like, hey man, just call me, man. Come on, let's rap like that. I don't want you going through nobody no more. Just call me direct. And that's when I knew, like, all that time I was saying I want to meet Ice Cube and work with him. It finally paid off. You know what I'm saying?
Outside of that, though, even though you did speak it into existence, we can't skip over the fact that you put the footwork and laid your groundwork to be in a position to do that. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
Like you put yourself in a position to when that blessing came, you was able to catch it. Now, had you not been doing that, you feel me? What were some of the steps like that led to being able to be in that position to take off in that direction?
I think really progression and me staying on it, man, because a lot of people will do this and they don't stay on what they want. You know what I'm saying? They don't, they don't follow through. So with me, I just followed through on everything I said I wanted to do, and I made sure the energy was good between people I met. You know what I'm saying? So the biggest things I learned in this business is, dedication, fair play, consistency, and persistency. Them 5 things, and the more you practice them, more doors will open up for you. So being consistent, you know what I'm saying, it plays a big part. Being persistent will open up doors. Even when you pray and have faith, You know what I'm saying? Then you're gonna be dedicated to get what you want. You know,
This is true. How many artists you managing and got going with you right now, man?
At this time, I got Mr. Marcel Anthony, R&B singer out of Detroit, Michigan.
That's my boy, Mr. BT.
Yeah. Got that.
Friend of the podcast, he gonna be on real soon. You know what I'm saying? So stay tuned for that one.
Got that new single out, "Let Me Breathe" featuring Sada Baby. You know, so everybody go stream that up and run that up. I got 4 producers I manage and 3 songwriters. You know, including myself, and I've been working with the same producers for like 8 to 10 years. Like they had the chance to leave me. I guess some niggas, you know what I'm saying? They loyal and faithful. So
the way you move though, you know what I'm saying? I was always taught, and I learned that the way the head of the team move is the way that the rest of the team is gonna follow suit. You feel me? And you move with direction and purpose. You know what I'm saying? You breed loyalty, you gonna get loyalty in return. You feel me? So nigga, you hiring? Goddamn.
Always looking for new. Always
what you need? Goddamn, we got it all.
I just look at it like this, man. Like anybody that's coming from our city, Detroit, you know what I'm saying? Never give up on your visions or your goals because anything is possible. And a lot of people do it for so long, they give up because they don't catch a break. You know what I'm saying? You never know how long it'll take. You know what I'm saying? What you see somebody else have may not be for you at that present time. So,
or period though, your whole path may be completely different than what they.
And you don't know it, or they don't know their purpose. That's why I say when you find out your purpose, walk in it. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people, they don't know that, and then you meet somebody like me that'll show you, you know what I'm saying, what your purpose is and how to achieve and walk in it. You know, so coming from our city, it's just here is really no support. You know what I'm saying? Everybody get out and get it on their own. I'm just keeping it real.
I ain't gonna know what I'm saying? It's just now, like in the city, as far as like young rappers and the rappers coming up right now, right? It's just now getting to a point where motherfuckers will reach over and, man, let me see what they got going on. But it's still too few and slim, you feel me? But it's just really starting to happen for real.
That's true. That's because we now busting through these doors. Now, Motown been Motown. True. Of course, we done had them hits and them classic and them the major artists come out of Detroit. You know, this is the home of Motown, but that all started up under Berry Gordy and a few other people who started there. But it seems like as you go down the years, the younger generation, you know what I'm saying, you know, they don't strive to support each other.
I mean, shit, we came from a time where niggas didn't even think they could make it in rap. Like from the city, like you had to be Eminem or some shit to feel like you.
That's very true. Because when I moved to Atlanta, that's all they talked about. Man, like, y'all niggas sound the same. I'm like, no, all y'all sound the same down here.
But
I'm representing my city.
Love to each other.
Yeah,
like,
that's one thing about.
I went down there like on some music shit and just saying how even if they was from opposite hoods, they felt like on the music shit. Man, they pushed each other. It didn't matter where they was at, and I fucked with that. You feel me? And they've been on that for a long ass time.
The thing I noticed about Atlanta since I've been down there, man, it's like they really stick together. They get money together, and you know the city is big enough for anybody to get money in. And you don't really get that in our city. Like, here's the thing that I see now: everybody that's from Detroit that's popping, you got to pop somewhere else and then come back. And open the doors up, you know, for your city. That's when they pretty much accept you and they start playing your shit. When they see your shit spinning on other stations, other cities. It's weird, but that's what it is. Like, but we can change that. The people at the radio stations here in Detroit can say that you support, you know, local artists that's trying to pop, that got a buzz, instead of letting them go outside the city to another state and get out. Because it seemed like the last couple artists from out the deep that popped off on the West Coast in California.
True, either
you know
West Coast or in Atlanta first.
West Coast,
like it's been Atlanta. A few who popped off from the city.
Yeah, so I mean, you can name the ones who did it. Like, you know, look at Dej Low, look at T Grizzly. You know what I'm saying? When they open up the doors, it seems like that's when everybody else start, you know, flourishing.
We can do it.
Damn. All right, and they can start paying attention to all Detroit got some artists. So when I'm in label meetings and shit in Atlanta, they will always bring up Detroit because I'll be the only one in the room with a D hat on. They like, so they had to quote unquote say something because I'm sitting there. Yeah, Detroit's got artists. Vaughn, what you got over there? You know anybody that's hot? They would always ask me in the meetings. I'm like, damn, y'all don't see on the internet and see what's popping? Like, you know what I'm saying? Half the Midwest is taking over the internet. Along with the South. You know what I'm saying?
I never thought like that. Just me personally. I could be completely wrong. But I never felt like the industry heads, people sit at these kind of tables and shit. I never thought that they paid attention to the internet or anything like that. Like I always thought they had people like you around or people who was tapped into what was going on to ask. You know,
that's true. They did it back in the day, but as we evolved and music started changing, they started paying attention to the internet and the platforms that this music was coming off of. So when they seen that, you know, the Midwest starting to dominate the internet, you know what I'm saying? That's when they was like, yo, it's a lot of artists coming out of Detroit. We got to look in Detroit a little bit more for a lot of hip hop artists, R&B artists, and all that. So we in meetings, I'm hearing this shit all the time. So I'm like, listen, y'all pay attention to the streets and what's online, and then you will see who hot from Detroit or from the Midwest. Not just Detroit, but Ohio, Chicago, you know what I'm saying, and all the Midwest area.
That leads me to a question though, right? Because if they asking people like you, does that make like gatekeepers? You know what I'm saying? Like, do that make people who?
Yeah, they think that's because
like they ask
from Detroit, like I'm supposed to. Yeah, why don't you bring them in, Von? You know, like some of the time I don't be knowing some of the newer cats from Detroit because I didn't even know they was popping. That's the thing. Like until I go and somebody tell me like, you know, such and such from the D, you popping now. Like it's music streaming crazy. So the name of the game now is streaming. You know what I'm saying? It's not selling the CDs or the tapes no more and shit. It's streaming. So they look at your streaming numbers right now. They look at your fan base and see where you at, and that determines how if they're going to sign you or give you, you know, a fat, you know what I'm saying, upfront budget or not. They look at your streaming. They look at your following, and that determines it. You know.
Okay. Well, that's a jewel. That's something I need to know. Like I say, I could have been wrong. Man, before we get out of here, man, drop some more of these accolades on these niggas.
Oh, man, shit.
Go to Ice Cube, man.
Yeah, it's a lot more. I'm a humble dude, man. Like, as I matured, you know, and grew as a man, it's like God put me in position to work with a lot of these brothers. Snoop Dogg, Ice Cube, Jeezy, Scarface, you know what I'm saying, CeeLo. Like, everybody that I, you know, talked about working with, I done worked with. Now, it's only maybe like 7 other people that I want to work with that I steady been speaking into as I'm going to work with them. And I'm coming close because every time I'm out somewhere, somebody will tell me, oh, you know, John over there, man. Like, oh, okay, you coming over? They'll give me the invite because of what I built up in the brand I built up. So now, when I used to stand in lines with Tone and a few other artists I was managing it, we used to stand in lines to get in the shit, it ain't like that no more. It's like when you build your brand up, people have that respect. Like, yo, my man BiggVon at the door. So yeah, let me in. How many people we got with him? So I ain't paid to get in a club or an event probably like 10 years. You know, so it's
but outside of the producing and managing and everything, what else you got going, man? Like I know you feel me into some stuff.
TV and film, man. I'm tapping into that from watching Ice Cube.
Yeah.
You know, so I got a comedy show that I started on with Jet Wavy from out of Atlanta. If y'all don't know who Jet Wavy is, you about to know. That's the dude who got the blue Power Ranger suit on.
Oh, you know what I'm saying? He can call me cowboy boots.
That's another one of my clients. So me and Jet Wavy partners, we shot a whole season like Dave Chappelle in the Living Color. I'm not gonna put too much out there because I don't want nobody to take this idea, but this shit gonna be super funny.
Niggas, y'all ain't hear shit. We suing everybody who try some shit. Don't worry about it.
This shit gonna be super funny because I watched one of the masters, which is Dave Chappelle, do this, and I watched it. You know, the Wayans brothers do it. And I say, you know, let's come up with something right now that'll fit the times that's super funny. So I said, you know, Jet, you funny as hell, man. Instagram is not just a platform for y'all to post videos up, especially when they're not paying you.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, nigga, let's just put this shit on wax and put it out to the screen.
Facts.
So we shot a whole season. I got 22 episodes of a whole show we shot. Shout out to HD Facts, that's who shot it. In Atlanta, and I got all kind of celebrities in this. And this is just relationships that I had that they came on board and got in it. You know what I'm saying? Rodney Perry. I'm gonna give a few names. Rodney Perry, Shorty, the comedian, Young Jock, Moneybag, who else? I know I'm missing a lot more, man.
Them names right there is heavy. Don't get that shit up.
Yeah, you're right. Now they ain't getting shit up. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to all of them, man. That was a part of me and Jet Wavy's new comedy show that's coming out this year. So next month I'm going back to finish season 2 up.
Okay.
And you will get that in the can. Then I'm working on a relationship series called Toxicity about toxic relationships. You know, so
motherfuckers will be good.
You ain't lying, cause shit, everybody that been in a toxic relationship.
Bullshit,
you know what I'm saying? So what I want to do is really bring those situations to life on the screen so people can actually see what a toxic relationship is. So I came up with 10 topics about, toxic shit that we go through as a couple when I'm, auditioning actors to act it out. I got a script writing partner named Christina Chastain who's helping write. You know what I'm saying? This show. So I think it's gonna be something good.
You know what you gotta have on there is one of the scenes, right?
Yeah.
Like how when the dude be out working all day, just come home and just want like 5 minutes of quiet.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? but never.
There's so much going on in the house.
You know what I'm
it's
saying?
super loud and
Where
shit.
was you at? What was you doing? You know what I'm saying?
But I think one of our segments that me and Christine is writing is where the man is being abused. It's an abusive relationship. It's an abusive relationship. So it's always a woman getting beat up and knocked around and all that. I'm gonna show where a man get abused in the same situation. You know what I'm saying? And that's one of the segments.
Manly to say this shit. Like I ain't gonna tell nobody you just whooped my ass and no shit.
Some niggas be crying. Some niggas go in their car and cry. After they get their ass whooped by their girl.
I cried the show.
You know what I'm saying? Like they don't want to do it because as men we don't show our emotions. But you got this nigga gonna go in the car and cry after this girl whoop his ass. I'm gonna show that and I'm gonna show it to where it's gonna be funny too. You know what I'm saying? So. That's something I'm working on. Then I got a comedy movie that I started and I was casting for, but COVID came in, and we gotta wear these.
I mean, that's why we get a little bit of distance. I ain't want to have to say this shit because y'all smart.
So we gotta practice safety as well. Keep our masks on. So COVID really stopped me from putting this movie out. I got a movie called To the Hard Way, and I'm gonna tell you, a couple of the cast members, and I casted people from our city because it's another reason I want to put Detroit on the map. So HaHa Davis is a comedian from Detroit. I was casting HaHa Davis, DC Young Fly from Atlanta, Clifton Powell, Tiffany Haddish, some more. Who else I got in this? LeVar Walker, myself, Jet Wavy, Michael Blackson. So that's the cast that I put together for the movie. I done gave too much out already. You know what I'm saying? So just look out for that because I'm gonna pick that back up and I'm gonna get everybody fully casted, you know what I'm saying, get the script, in motion and everything, and that's something that's probably gonna come out at the end of this year. Because that shit, you know what I'm saying, the COVID restrictions on shooting movies, you can't really shoot it in certain places. Atlanta wide open though. Niggas is shooting there every day.
So I was
even
there recently, them niggas ain't closed shit. Hey, just let me be the pizza delivery nigga. Like I just want to pull up. Like, hey man, got the pizza, and right before I leave, like I got
that could be good, but like I like to put people and their whole brands in there. So if you're a brand, man, you got your own. I want you to play yourself because I think as black men and being entrepreneurs, we want to put our brands and help our other brothers out and succeed. So if I put you in a movie, I would rather you play yourself. So people know who you are. You know what I'm saying?
That's why people don't mind following you wherever you go, because that's some real shit. No matter what come your way, your response and the way you carry it, I fucks with it. That's why I'm finna get hired. I ain't on even shit.
So that To the Hard Way, man. Like I said, if COVID allows, I'm gonna pick that back up, get everybody fully casted, and I've met everybody in person. You know what I'm saying, and talked to them about the movie. They was ready to go until it came in. Now I'm gonna be honest, the only person I haven't reached out to because I want to meet her myself, and I feel like everybody that I worked with, I met them myself. I went to nobody. Ain't nobody give me no handout. Ain't nobody say, yo, BiggVon, man, if you do this or if you can, I want to meet them. Either I got on a plane and went to where they at. But Tiffany Haddish, I love you, my black sister, my queen. I know you've been hearing, because people been telling you that my tall yellow ass is coming for you. And I'm coming for you, and I'm gonna meet you directly because I've been speaking it in existence. And the more I talk about it, the more my friends that's in the industry tell you that I'm shooting this movie, you're gonna be able to sit down with me and talk this through and be in this film. So and not charge my head off. I know you want about 500,000 right now, but let's work it out. Let's make this happen and get this comedy film going because Tiffany is the main character or the main actor in this movie. And I love her work. I think she's funny. She's another black queen, and I want to see her shine.
Fact. That's good. 500,000 movie though. She need a side nigga.
She probably getting that. I don't know for sure. She probably getting 250 to 500. She probably getting more than that though. She got some hits out there.
She talented in the other. You know what I'm saying?
No, that's a guesstimate, Tiffany. So if you see this shit,
I'm gonna see you next.
Yeah, if you see this,
so just know I fuck with you too.
If you see this, I was just quoting. I don't know what you get, my sister, but I'm just saying you probably get $500,000 or more. you know, for a movie,
Yeah,
but
you
for
deserve that
this
shit
movie,
if you do.
yeah, she do because, like I said, she did her thing.
Like,
You know.
man.
But other than that, man, you know, that's what's that. And then I'm gonna do my book on my life because I've been through a lot. Yeah, I've been through a lot, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? You know, people know my age. Shit, I don't look my age, but like I'm over 40.
I'm telling motherfuckers, man, they don't need
I don't
shit,
care.
you know
The beard tells it all anyway. So if I was shades, I probably look young. You know,
Hey,
but
don't tell nobody I asked you this shit, but you see I'm trying to get my shit to connect. What kind of oil you use?
all you gotta do is just put Jamaican.
Pussy ain't working, nigga. I've been.
Well, it probably gotta be the right pussy. It probably gotta be the right
I
pussy.
need some
juices
vegan
with
pussy.
all
I
over
gotta get some
here.
vegan pussy.
But now you use some black castor oil and coconut oil and rub it in your beard.
Okay.
You know, I do that like 3 times a week. You know what I'm saying? And my shit go back a week.
That's
You know what I'm saying? But
I
yeah.
remember that shit. I mean, why that shit
Eating
back
pussy
when
sometime that'll work if the juices is good.
I
You
need
know
some
what I'm saying?
vegan pussy, I guess.
Yeah. But if the juices ain't good, if it's dry, you know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna be able to get the right hair growth of it.
Nutrients
You
and
know what I'm
shit.
saying? It's not
I
gonna
need
be
some
able to do this with it
nutrients.
where you can hear it. You hear that noise going on. Like, hey, we don't know dry pussy, but now
At all.
let's.
At all. Man, but man, I thank you for coming, you feel me? I hope you come back again, you know what I'm saying?
Thank you,
know,
sir.
with
Thank you,
family,
sir.
man, you know what I'm saying? BiggVon, this been Blunt Discussion, you know what it is. Come
Follow
back
your
next
boy.
time.
I am BiggVon on Instagram.
Everywhere.
I am BiggVon, BiggVon. And my other Instagram, we got Hits Productions, and this is Blunt Discussions. Ooh, I'm just.
Who's
stuttering like
This
a
how
mother.
what we found. This how. So catch us next week. You know, Blunt Discussion, baby. We out.
Let's get it.
Yeah.